What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile video, and this time it is going to be on the first place Swiss deck profile from ARG Providence this going weekend. Now Top Cut has not been played out yet. As of when I'm filming this video, Top Cut is not going to be played out until tomorrow, because I am filming this Saturday night after they posted the deck lists. But this is the deck that got first place after Swiss. Depending on how far it goes, I will update the title afterwards, do all that sort of nonsense. But basically I just want to talk about it because the first place Swiss deck going completely undefeated is Magician Pendulums. So yeah, this deck has always just looked really strong on paper, and I didn't think that the deck would continue to be that strong after, you know, Nationals and after, you know, the Dark Illusions hits, because Dark Illusions was, I believe, legal for this event. But ultimately, it just comes down to just what engine has the most abusable pendulum mechanic, and apparently that is still just Magician Pendulums because of the quality of cards it has in the form of, you know, having a scalable MST and things like that. And Kieran and Apex Avian are just very, very strong cards. But anyway, deck list, as you see on screen, is triple Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, 2 Dragon Pit Magicians, 1 Jiangqi Magician, 2 Oath Dragon Magicians, 1 Dragon Pulse Magician, and then the 1 of Wisdom Eye Magician. So a very nice suite of the Magician cards. Definitely a very sizable Magician engine that could actually just potentially just be doing whatever he needs it to do and meld into whatever way. Jiangqi being able to negate light monster effects as well is very, very key, very pivotal, stuff like that. But anyway, 3 copies of Mist Valley Apex Avian, 3 copies of Magical Abductor, 1 Skullcrobat Joker, 1 Monkey Board, 1 Splash Mammoth for the Fusion Summon ability, and then 1 Odd Eyes Unicorn to be the Sky Iris target, as well as being a Monkey Board and Skullcrobat Joker target. There's a lot of overlap with this card. But then the last monsters in the deck are triple Magispector Unicorn Kieran and 2 Magispector Raccoon Bunbunkus. Now for the spells, triple copies of Pendulum Call, 2 Summoner's Arts, just to get to more of those Dragon Pits. Just you want to get to more Magician cards, I guess. I guess that's the game plan. I mean, if you do have multiple Magicians in the form of Dragon Pit Magician, you are capable of just Pendulum summoning them, and also this actually works really well with Abductor. If you draw this with Abductor plus like another scale, then like you're able to do some things there as well. So I don't know, potentially. I've never really been a big fan of Summoner Monk in this deck, or not Summoner Monk, Summoner's Art, but I could just be wrong. Very likely the case, but anyway, triple Sky Iris, 2 Terraforming, 1 Secret Village of the Spellcasters to be a little field spell engine there. Secret Village of the Spellcasters is also just really strong because you're just able to put a Spellcaster on board in the form of something that can't really be killed in the form of Kieran. And then you're able to just, you know, use Secret Village and you lock spells out of the game, and just makes your boards even stronger and even harder to crack, if not nigh impossible. 1 Upstart Goblin, 1 Odd Eyes Fusion, and then 2 copies of Pot of Desires. I've been seeing a lot of Pot of Desires in the top cut of this event. A lot of people think it's trash. I don't think so. I think the card's really good. I think people are looking at it the entire wrong way, but that's an entirely different video topic to make. But I've been seeing so many Pot of Desires in the top cut of this event. So, like, there's that. But anyway, extra deck. 2 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragons, excuse me, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Castel, the Utopia the Lightning Package, a Norito the Moral Leader, a number 39 Utopia Beyond, an Ebon Illusion Magician, a Guy Dragon the Thunder Charger, a number 11 Big Eye, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, 2 copies of Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, and 1 Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. I find it interesting that there's no Meteor Burst Dragon in here to potentially summon off of Absolute Dragon, because, you know, that's actually a nice little interaction. It is actually really good against like BA and Cosmo, because you can't use things in the battle phase. But I mean, hey, I guess he just decided he didn't need the card. For the side deck, 2 copies of Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, triple Chaos Hunter. This card is very obviously great against decks like BA and Cosmo, specifically BA, because of the fact that they can't Farfo away important combo pieces. You Pendulum summon this out. It's actually really good against Monarch as well, because they can't either you, because they have to banish a card from grave. They can't summon Prime from grave, and they can't use either on your turn. So it's really good all around. You Pendulum summon it, and then, you know, it's just an Imperial Iron Wall that appears out of nowhere, so they can't play around it. And it's just all sorts of good. And it's an Imperial Iron Wall that has a 2500 body, so that's also good. 2 copies of Fog King, same sort of deal. You can just Pendulum summon this, and you can usually protect it with something. You could usually go Fog King plus Absolute Dragon with this deck, and then you just are capable of making it to where it's a Mask of Restrict that you can use and Pendulum summon during, you know, your turn going second during, you know, matchups like Monarchs, so they can't use Stormforth either during your turn. So there's things like that. 2 copies of Flying Sea for the obvious Burning Abyss matchup, 1 Necro Valley, triple Cosmic Cyclone, and 2 Typhoon in the side deck. The Hand Trap MST and then Cosmic Cyclone. So there's no MSTs or Flame Twisters in this list. Every single copy of Spell and Trap removal is either a Hand Trap or banishes the card, which I think is very, very interesting. Overall, this deck list looks pretty solid. Like I said, Top Cut has not been played out, so I do not know what the final placing of this deck is going to end up being. But as it like goes through and wins rounds in Top Cut, once it finally loses out, whether it loses in top 16, top 8, top 4, or finals, I will definitely update that in the title just so that it is very clear. Because I think this is definitely one of the more interesting Pendulum variants I've seen, specifically in terms of the side deck mainly. The side deck is very interesting. The main deck is actually pretty standard. I didn't think that anyone would be ballsy enough to use Pot of Desires in the Pendulum deck straight out of the gate, simply because there's quite a few 1-ofs that you don't want to banish, but then again, he's not playing the Draco engine either, so the Draco engine definitely introduces more 1-ofs that you don't want to banish, so this deck has a lower count of 1-ofs to banish, if I can actually speak proper English. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this deck list and the Pendulum deck in the Odd Eyes Magician deck in general in the comments down below. Personally, if you don't like the fact that this is an ARG event, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I think ARGs count. I've gone to ARG events, multiple of them, and I've never played against a higher concentration of good players at any Konami event than I have at an ARG event. All the people that go to ARG events do want to be there, and they've prepared for that event like hell. So, like, people can say all they want that ARG events don't count and that it's not relevant information. I think that's a false statement. I think ARGs should definitely be considered because, like I said, like the people that go to those events, even though they are very small tournaments, all of the people there are some of the best players I've ever played against because they are very, very like committed to the game. If you go to an ARG and you are paying $35 for entry, you have to be anything. You're anything but not committed, basically. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that and this deck in the comments down below. As per usual, links are in the description to my Facebook, Twitch links, and a link to my background music playlist. If you want to check those out, definitely go for it. That's what they're there for. But other than that, that's it for this video. And as always, guys, take care.